Okay, before I start this video, I have to show you this. Just look at this. This is a layer of good gut bacteria floating right on the top. It is actually, kanji which I had fermented, quite a long time back, and I had forgotten to stir it. So just look at that bacteria on top. It just looks like a work of art, right? You guys, this is gold for your gut. Okay, you all know that I was very fat long time back, right? And you know why I decided to make this video is because kanji has been one of my biggest allies in weight loss. I was eating right, I was exercising right, all that. But after a few months, I just added kanji to that whole routine. And I instantly started to look a lot leaner because actually I just realized most of it was not fat. It was just bloating to begin with. Of course, I did have a lot of fat also for which I worked out for. But after I started seeing the result of kanji, I have never stopped having it since then. I felt a lot more energized also throughout the day. I was able to work out a lot more and then stay energetic, till the end of the day. And I just couldn't make sense of where I was actually getting so much energy from. And you guys, I have had, like a huge struggle with my skin, very bad, pored, pitted skin. Dermats, would usually give contraceptives because I had huge volcanic eruptions on my skin all the time. And it would help, temporarily, it'll give a glow and it'll subside the acne. But the moment you stop it, it's all back again. It was not a permanent fix. But then kanji was like this one, missing piece in this whole skin puzzle. The moment I added it, a lot of things dramatically changed from the external.
What connection does the gut have to the skin? It doesn't make any sense.
I'm so glad you asked this. The gut and skin are way more intimately connected than we can ever imagine. It's just that we can't see it, so we don't realize it. When your gut microbiome is imbalanced, it causes a lot of inflammation. And that inflammation is actually what causes a lot of acne, redness, dullness, uneven skin tone. Of course, there could be other issues like hormonal issues, but most times you see when your gut is taken care of, automatically a lot of things in your body comes under control. Additionally, kanji is also made with amla and beetroot, the specific one that I'm going to give you a recipe of. And both of these, amla and beetroot, are like skin nectars. So even if your hair is falling, like that is also linked to your gut. You could be taking like the best hair supplements. If your gut is just unable to absorb everything from that supplement, or even nutrients from your food for that matter, then it is just expensive urine or stool at the end of the day, right? When you settle your gut, your hair loss will instantly reduce for most people.
But why should we take kanji? I mean, there are so many supplements in the market for that, with both pre and probiotics. Easy, na?
Because kanji fermentation has more chance of actually surviving the journey through the stomach acid far better than synthetic capsules will. Also, I just feel that when you have live bacteria with pro and prebiotics, that is the bacteria with its food, why would we even take a synthetic supplement which is dried and dehydrated and then capsuled and then sold to us? Maybe supplements are better for convenience, like when you're traveling or maybe when you can't make this on a regular basis. But I just have that mentality to choose something natural, and if it absolutely you can't do with it, that's when you look for supplements, and that's why they are there for us actually.
Okay, but my skin and hair is perfectly fine. I'm also fit. So why should I take it?
Actually, it is not just about your skin and hair. Most health issues like your autoimmune disease, yes, I'm sure you didn't know that. Brain health issues like brain fog, mood swings, mental health issues, dandruff, UTI, immunity, extreme dry or oily skin issues, whatever it is, most issues. First, try working on your gut just for a few months and then seek other complicated solutions later. Actually, most doctors also don't bother asking about your gut because they are so, they're very organ specific. But sometimes you can always start the conservative approach, and if that doesn't work, the base, like fix the fundamentals and then move on to something more complex and, time consuming or cost consuming. It looks just like wine, right? This is also fermented just like wine. Or maybe not just like wine, but the taste is like, this chatpata khala katta wala flavor. I don't know if you've ever had it. It is like that. Okay, so the recipe is also super simple. I have just taken half an inch of fresh turmeric, about half an inch of fresh ginger, half a green chili. If you can tolerate the spice, then just slit that chili into two and then put it. So all the seeds will also enter the thing. Then you take one chopped amla, about half a beetroot which is chopped vertically like this. Okay, so the traditional recipe actually uses black carrots, but we don't get it here very rarely. And if you're getting it in the place where you live, please use the black carrots only. It's amazing for skin health. They have like this whole different level of antioxidants when compared to your orange carrots. Just chop them however you want and put them all in like this transparent glass jar like this one. Now, if you're making it for many people, obviously you take a larger jar. I'm just making it just for myself, so this is good enough. Then you take yellow mustard seeds. You can also use the black ones. Mustard seeds actually, they carry wild yeast and bacteria on their surface. So when you add them to water, they kickstart the fermentation process. They also stimulate the digestive enzymes, which means less bloating, a lot less bloating. Also better nutrient absorption, which is why in our Indian cooking we always add this rai ka tadka, right? For most preparations, that is one of the major reasons. Okay, so when you add them, you just have to crush them coarsely, either in a dingchik or in the mixer. This one is already crushed and kept in the bottle, so I just put 1.5 tablespoon of the seeds in the jar and about a little more than half a teaspoon of black salt, very specifically. It'll add to the taste also, remember. And then pour 2 cups of water. Now, chlorinated tap water can kill all the beneficial bacteria even before the fermentation, completes or progresses. Okay, always use filtered or boiled and cooled water. Once you add the water, mix it well with a wooden spoon only. This is very, very important. Don't use metal spoons because they interfere with the fermentation process, and it also largely depends on the weather you live in. Always use wooden spoon for a very successful fermentation. Okay, once the salt has completely dissolved, just take a cotton or a muslin cloth. I have just cut up one of my t-shirts and I use it. Okay, so just put a rubber band and keep it where you have ample sunlight. This is very, very important for fermentation. Now, heat is the most important catalyst in this process, and you just give it like 3 to 4 days, your kanji will be ready. So you will know when your kanji is ready when you taste it and the salt content has gone down. It has reduced compared to when you had initially put it, how much you had initially put. And also it will taste sour, khatta and very yummy. Then you know it is done. So this is my entire set. My girl actually makes one of these every single day and she keeps them out in the sun. So it is in rotation. I get to have one every single day.
But is there anything specific that I should do to ensure like successful fermentation?
Yes, you have to stir it once every day with a wooden spoon. This is very, very important. In fact, it is mandatory to ensure that it doesn't get any mold on top. Sometimes, depending on the weather that you live in, you may have to stir it twice a day. So suppose your place is a lot more hot and humid, then you stir it twice a day, once in the morning and once in the evening.
So generally, how long does this fermentation take?
Okay, so the average time for the fermentation, if you live in cooler temperatures or in winter, then obviously it is going to take a longer time to ferment. It will depend on how cold and what is the exact temperature of your place. So I'm not going to give you a set number of days because this will differ from place to place. If you ferment it once or twice, you will instantly know how long it takes. Then you will get an idea yourself. Usually in hot weather, it takes around 3 to 4 days. Like in Bombay right now, it takes 3 to 4 days. So if it is in a cooler place, it should take at least 5 to 6 days to finish the fermentation.
And what about the pieces in the kanji?
No, don't throw away the beetroot pieces. It is like a fermented pickle, like your marinated olives or your gherkins. It kind of tastes like that, but it is beetroot, so it's way more better. It is like prebiotics for the bacteria in your gut. So it's like that food for that newly formed bacteria. And yeah, if you can bear the taste of amla, eat it. Otherwise, just throw it away. I cannot, so I throw it away.
And what is the best time to drink it?
Okay, so the time to drink it is first thing in the morning on an empty stomach when you wake up, because the probiotics can colonize your entire gut most effectively even before there is any food inside or even before food enters. So empty stomach is the best. You can also have it before meals. It actually stimulates your digestive enzymes and prepares your gut for all the food that is going to come in. Think of it like you're prepping and priming your tummy before you eat, something like that.
But should I be drinking it every single day?
No, you don't have to have it every single day. Even just 2 to 3 days in a week is perfectly fine. Lesser than that is also fine. It's your choice. I just have it every day because it has only helped me. So why would I stop it? Just felt like common sense.
Okay, I have blood pressure. Can I still drink it?
Okay, this is a very important question. If you have BP, maybe you should skip this drink. I will be sharing other gut recipes soon, very simple ones, which again, something so simple as this, which requires lesser salt. So you can choose one of them instead. It'll be better suited if you have a blood pressure issue.
But I don't have any glass jars in my house. Can I maybe ferment it in a different vessel?
Yeah, actually, yeah, you can absolutely ferment it in mud pots as well instead of glass. In fact, a mitti ka bartan gives the kanji a completely different, a more earthy flavor. It tastes a lot more better in a mud pot. Here, I couldn't find mud pots for some reason here which are not glazed. They all have this shiny coating that they have given for, I don't know for what reason, but yeah, I would not use such mud pots. But yeah, if you do have mud pots, please go ahead and ferment them in that. It's perfect. But again, it should not be with a dhakkan, with just a covered cloth.
Can I add anything else to this recipe?
Yes, you can actually add hing. This is a good question because, if you live in places which are even more colder, somewhere in the northern side, more cooler areas, then you please add hing because it gives more heat to the recipe. Like I stay in Bombay and I just avoid it because Bombay is already very hot and humid. Okay, so kanji literally takes 5 minutes to make. It is so easy. A child can make it. No excuses. Also, you'll get addicted to the taste. Yeah, most often I realize that the things that are actually good for health now, it tastes like medicine, unfortunately. But kanji is for the chatori, that chakpata flavor. Okay, so make it, drink it, share what you felt, and I would really love to hear. I will be posting a lot more on gut health, skin, hair solutions, so do subscribe so you don't miss it. Until the next time, bye.